Slumber Party Massacre 2021 is a movie written and directed by Danishka Esterhazy, a Canadian filmmaker. Now, I really enjoyed the original Slumber Party Massacre trilogy, the first and the third one anyway. The second one's like kind of shit. But they're not high art. You know, they're all written and directed by women. Simple movie about a man with a drill trying to kill women for whatever reason. So this one starts off pretty good enough. It takes place in the 90s. We have a quick attack with the driller killer attacking a group of girls having a pajama party in a cabin in the woods. However, one of them manages to escape and defeat him. She grows up and has a daughter of her own, but the body of the killer was never found. So now her daughter is going off on a road trip with her friends. They're going to go and have a fun weekend of discovery. On the way, however, Maeve, the one girl with the car, her younger sister Alex sneaks in, so now they have a +1. And we find out that their car is facing some technical difficulties, so they aren't able to get to the little cabin they rented. Probably an Airbnb, so instead they have to stay at this shitty place in the middle of nowhere by the lady who runs the convenience store gas station. So while they're there, though, we discover that the driller killer may still be alive, and now they're reenacting the events of the past, maybe 25 years ago. So this movie is pretty good. I mean, there's some twists in there that I can't get into. One at the beginning of the movie that really changes the sort of dynamic of the plot that I really liked. And there's also a twist later on that also really works. But I think the biggest problem with this movie is that it tries too hard. They introduced these 5 other characters, 5 male characters in a cabin across the other side. And I guess the director wanted to have some social commentary, but it really didn't land well. So these 5 guys are vapid idiots who don't trust women. They say bad things about women. They don't feel like real characters because of the way they do things. There's a scene where the 3 of them are like, you know what? We're going to go outside because of our toxic masculinity. He literally says that. It's so on the nose. It takes you right out of the movie because the movie's not trying to be like a meta slasher like Scream, but these 5 characters almost feel like it. You know, they might as well be winking at the camera every 5 seconds because these characters don't feel like characters. They feel like the director's saying like, men suck, women can, you know, do things on their own. And it feels really preachy and it honestly feels like it's pulled out of another movie. And the fact that you could take out these 5 characters from the movie and it wouldn't change the plot shows that they didn't really need to be there. But you know, also they get objectified because, you know, the director's trying to be like, oh, see, women got objectified in the 80s and 90s, so now we're going to have naked guys do pillow fights and take showers, and it really feels kind of awkward. And there's some good kills in there, some good twists. If you ignore the 5 male characters in the movie and just focus on the girls, it's a really enjoyable slasher movie, pretty decent gore effects, nice new twists, but that other part of the movie kind of drags it down, which is kind of sad because if you were to take out those guys, the movie would probably end up being a good 10 minutes shorter, and this is a Sci-Fi Channel movie original that's trying to be 90 minutes, so it barely reaches the 90-minute mark on its own, so to take out those characters would make it probably like an hour and 15 minutes, so it's a shame, though, because I really wanted to check out this movie and enjoy it, but overall, I can only give this movie a 5 out of 10.